Hello there.
Hello there.
Oh, hello there.
Hello there.
6568. We're on live. You want to say hi, Annie?
No.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi. That was Annie. She teaches body pump. Come check it out. Woo!
Woo!
All right, 3, 2.
Woo!
Yes. All right, guys.
I always sound like a girl when I do that.
Nah, if anything, you sound like a man. I sound like a girl.
Okay, I'll take it.
All right, guys, it's Friday. Got a little tidbit of information for you guys. Something that I wish somebody would have told me when I started lifting. So we're going to be talking about belts.
Not the one that you should get whooped with.
Yeah, not whooping.
Whooping.
Not the
Not
one
those
that
belts.
you got.
Not that one.
Not the kind you got whooped with. The kind that helps you squat and deadlift as much as possible. Alright? So, who should and shouldn't wear a belt? Alright? Anybody who's trying to get the most out of a deadlift and a squat should wear a belt. Otherwise, you really shouldn't wear one. You really don't need to. And the reason why who shouldn't wear a belt is a longer answer. You shouldn't wear a belt if it hinders your movement, okay? So if you can't get into proper squat depth, if you can't get to your proper deadlift, that's one circumstance where you shouldn't wear a belt. Secondly, if you have a heart condition or if you have any kind of health condition that could be made worse by increased blood pressure, that's when also you would not want to wear a belt. Reason being, or something else too on top of that, if you've had a hernia, that's
Yes.
another big thing. Because you're going to forcefully contract your stomach, and it's going to increase your blood pressure, and if you've had a hernia, that's not something that you want when you're doing with all that pressure. So, how a weightlifting belt works exactly, it wraps around your abdomen, okay? And whenever you... This is something that's...
I'm laughing at Tristan's comment.
What did it say? Watching and driving, knowledge is power. You should probably just listen then.
Yes.
Put your AirPods in, Tristan, or your headphones.
Be safe out there.
Be safe.
10 and 2.
Keep it on 2 wheels.
Yes.
All right. So, most people, whenever they wear a belt, they think just cinching it down is all they really need and it's going to help their spine. That's not the case, okay? To use a weightlifting belt properly, you're going to create inner abdominal pressure, okay? You're going to take a big, deep breath in. You're not going to force that air into your chest. You're going to force it into your stomach. And you're going to push your stomach into the belt, and it's going to create, what's it called? It's going to stabilize. You're going to have increased stabilization, so it's not going to let you round your back even if you tried. So that's ideally what you're trying to do. Gotta create that block. Yeah, gotta create that block, Josh. You're keeping your spine safe, so just wearing the belt alone is not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to create that inner abdominal pressure, force that air down into your stomach.
Deep down.
Deep down. And it's one of those things that I didn't realize until further along in my powerlifting life, how important that was and how much my maxes went up when I was able to actually use the belt properly. And you notice the difference with them too.
Big difference.
Big difference.
Just kind of, it's like a protective mechanism essentially. Very beneficial. Like David said, you're really not going to need it much outside of deadlifts and squats. Those are the only two movements that you're really going to be sacrificing your stability, and that's just going to help correct it. Any belt that I've ever dealt with is just with correction. So
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, so.
Any kind of belt's being used is going to be used for correction.
Yes.
Whether you're getting whoopings
Whoopings.
or you're trying to squat and deadlift. You want to come say hi?
Hi Valerie. Hi Brian. All the way from Woodstock, Georgia.
What's up, guys?
Be safe out there.
Y'all be safe. Happy birthday again.
Yes. Happy birthday to whoever his birthday
Valerie.
is. Valerie,
It's
happy
your birthday.
birthday. Sorry.
It was the other day, but we're going to tell you again.
Yes. Belated happy birthday.
Belated.
Happy
All right.
birthday.
So, yeah. even if you don't wear a belt, if you're creating that inner abdominal pressure, so your body's going to have a natural belt. So you just want to create that pressure. Lindell rocking the bald look, Kojak in the house.
Yes. Yes.
Excellent.
Love it.
All right, so there's a lot of mechanics that get involved with using the belt properly as far as a squat goes. Pulling the bar down into your back to help brace your lats, and if your belt is tight enough like it's supposed to be, you actually feel your lats activate. So if you haven't done that, if you have questions about it, you need to get with Landell, do a fitness consultation, and get with some of our trainers so that way they can explain the importance of having that belt and those cues that you need to pay attention to. I'm not going to give the information on live. You need to come and talk to us.
Yeah, come see us.
Come see us.
Yes.
I bring the pain. All right, so one big question that we get with the recommendations that we make with belts, okay? Will training with a belt make my core weak? Not necessarily, because you're supposed to be contracting your stomach hard, like I had talked about earlier. You're bracing your abs, your upper and your lower abs, like you're about to get punched. That's the best way that I can describe it. If somebody's like, hey, I'm going to punch you in the stomach as hard as you can, or as hard as I can, you're going to brace yourself. That's how you should be doing it. So no, it's not going to make your core weak.
Unless you don't brace when you get punched.
Yeah.
You're going to be...
Unless you don't brace.
You're going to fold like a lawn
Yeah.
chair.
Like a lawn chair.
Yes.
Like a dime store lawn chair. Possibly break. Who knows?
I know if I take a punch from him, probably going to...
I know if I think
brace.
even if my core was braced, I think I'd still fold.
Probably just lift me off the ground.
No. We would never fight.
Yeah. Never.
Never. So it's nearly impossible to look at activation of deeper core muscles, like your transverse abdominis, so the lower ones that actually go around you like a girdle, and the internal oblique, so the ones that are coming over the top. When someone's wearing a belt, there could be a difference that we can't see. So in retrospect, training with a belt will not make your core weak. It'll actually teach you cues to use your core more. You can actually feel your stomach being braced into the belt, whereas without a belt, you're not, unless you've been doing this for a long time, you're not able to actually tell if your core is being braced. So a big question that I've been getting a lot here lately is, what should I look for when I'm buying a belt? So a good belt is going to be made of some sturdy leather. I really, and this is my opinion, I don't like the, no offense to Nike or anybody like that, but the belts that have the Velcro, you're not able to create the inner abdominal pressure, because once you get real tight and you brace your core, it's going to break that Velcro, especially if your core is strong enough. But something that I've been told in the past, life's too short for cheap beer and cheap toilet paper. Don't skimp out on a belt. You want a good belt. When you're buying a belt, look at spending about $60 to $100. Easy. And if you want to get real fancy, I may get a belt with albino Samoan put on it. Get the token Polynesian belt over here.
Right on the back.
Right on the back. Right on the money.
It's a good investment, though. I mean,
Yeah.
you're talking about saving your back. I mean, I pay $100 to save my back personally. So
I paid about $85 for the belt I got, and it's lasted me for 6 years. So it's still holding strong. For the most part, belts aren't going to be comfortable. They got to be broken in. They're going to be very, very stiff. It's like any baseball players. I know when my brother was playing baseball growing up, he'd have to break in that glove. My dad and my brother would put it in the oven with some stuff on it. I don't know what it was. Could have been butter. Could have been something else. I don't know. Put a baseball in there. Put a rubber band around it to help break it in. Now, when you're first using it, you're going to expect some bruising. The belt is going to be digging into you. In general, this is something to pay attention to. The best belts for squats are going to be about 10 centimeters wide and about 10 to 13 millimeters thick. Now, going off some research, some people find that the wider the belts don't let them get into a good starting position for deadlifts. So that is true. If it's wide, it's super hard to get into a good position. So you got. It's one of those things. I definitely don't recommend just buying a belt. You need to try it before you buy it. Okay. If you're a competitive powerlifter, a leather belt tapered in the front about 10 centimeters and in the back about 5 to 7, and will help with that. So sometimes you have to have two belts. Some people have belts for just benching. Some people have belts for just squatting and deadlifting, or one just for squatting, one for deadlifting. Another topic that I'll probably talk about, the difference between like knee sleeves and knee wraps and the benefits of them. I have a set of competition knee wraps from when I used to compete. They're a little bit thicker and a little bit more sturdy. And then I have a set of just everyday wraps that I use. They're a little bit more pliable. Pliable. Anything to touch base with that?
Yes, but lifting belts, helpful. Yes,
Very helpful.
much so. Especially like you said, if you're doing squats and deadlifts, it's pretty beneficial. Especially if you're just getting into it, just to kind of help critique that form. It's essentially going to stabilize you to where you can't really overcompensate for it. It's going to help you brace that core, keep your back where it needs to be at. It just helps with developing that. And then you'll get to the point maybe one day you don't need it, where you learn how to brace your core without it. But just starting off, yes, it is very, very beneficial.
Something else is moving from the thickness and the length of the belt. I use a latch belt. It helps me get in and out of position a lot easier. You can get a single prong or a double prong. For my bigger guys, double prong is probably going to be best for you. I would say starting out, go with either getting a single prong or the latch belt for your first belt, just so you can get a good hang of things. I love my latch belt because I got it cinched down super tight, and whenever I'm done squatting or done deadlifting, I just got to unlatch it. Sometimes it gets to the point where you got to find somebody to help you take that belt off, so it makes it a lot easier. The next thing is how to use the weightlifting belt. So that you're going to have to kind of play with. Some people having it right where their upper abdominals are. Some people having like it setting lower. Some people have it where it's kind of canted, where it's high up in the back, low in the front. You just got to find what best suits you.
What's comfortable for you.
Yeah, comfortable. And when you first get this belt, it's not going to be comfortable at all. No. I don't care what kind of belt you buy, unless it like
customly designed specifically for you.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to break it in.
Yeah, it's gonna take some time, but you gotta play with it, just like everything else. Just like if you're the first time you're benching, deadlifting, squatting, there's all those cues you gotta pay attention to. You gotta find what best suits you, and kind of go from there. So yeah, that's the common questions we get with belts. Anything else you want to add?
If you guys have any questions about these belts, or if you have a belt and you want to make sure that you're wearing it correctly, or you just want somebody to kind of critique you as you're using your belt, come see us.
Yeah.
We'll get you taken care of.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And if you guys want help with your squat, your deadlift, anything like that, and you haven't done a fitness consultation, get with Landell, get with Josh, get with Zach, get with any of our trainers, and we'll be able to point you in the right direction. We're just trying to get everybody to a healthy place. We want everyone to make a muscle. We want everyone to keep it on 2 wheels.
2 wheels.
Even if you got 4, keep it on 2.
Yes.
If you got 1 wheel, I don't know, start walking and keep it on 2 feet.
Yes. Just drag your feet.
Drag your feet.
Good.
Guys, Landell's going to be in the office tomorrow. I'm going to be at Cantonment. Tyler's going to be out of town. We're going to make a muscle.
Make some muscles.
We're going to make some muscles. I hope everyone has a safe and happy weekend.
Try to stay dry out there.
Try and stay dry. Stock up on all the necessities. Water. Canned foods.
Yes.
batteries,
And a weightlifting belt.
and a weightlifting belt.
Yes.
You never know if you have to lift a tree.
Yeah.
You need to embrace your core.
Oh.
I was getting a phone call. Oh, hello there.
And we're back.
Sorry,
And we're
I had to
back.
deny that person. Not getting rid of my live Facebook time.
We had a caller that wanted to call in and ask a question, I
I can't do both.
think.
Caller, if you're trying to call the gym. Caller on line 1. Go for.
We'll get back to you.
We'll get back to you. Oh, hello there. All right. In closing, peck pop,
Peg pop.
peck pop, pop
Oh,
peck,
pop,
pop 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 popcorn in here.
Pop.
Bicep vein. I can't really see it. Get it going.
Oh, I think she. Oh, there he is. There's Bane.
This is Bane. This is Wayne.
Yes.
All right.
Love it.
I just turned red. I have an aneurysm. Whew. All right, guys. If you guys already know who I am, all my viewers watching right now already know who I am. I'm Dave with Anytime Fitness.
Wayne with Anytime Fitness.
All right. You guys come out here and make a muscle. Even if it's storming, we're going to be open.
Yes, I'll come out in the parking lot and save you
Yeah, he will.
with an umbrella. As long as it's not lightning. If it's lightning,
Not
get
so
your
much.
cardio in.
Yeah.
I'll hold the door.
We got defibrillators in here so we can shock you back.
Yes.
All right. Deuces. Keep it on 2 wheels.
2 wheels, guys.
Just 2.
2. Deuces.